Hey everybody, this is your man Type coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before we begin, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share me if you're feeling the content. Without further ado, let's get on in this thing. So, this story is going to take place in my hometown, Orlando, Florida, and the area is going to be at the corner of Jung Parkway and West Colonial Drive. If you're in this area, you will see McDonald's and slash KFC across the street at the corner of Checkers. You'll see a 7-Eleven and I want to say Valvoline 10-minute oil change right there at that corner. But this story is going to take place in the Maxwell Terrace apartment, well, prior to it becoming the Maxwell Terrace Apartments in Orlando, Florida. I'm going to warn you guys that a lot of this shit is going to be pretty graphic. Some of the words is going to be outdated and old. Trigger warning, I got to put that in all these videos. So if you're going to continue to listen to these videos and listen, I'm going to tell you just how the error was, how it went, and how the people talk. So right now, I'm just throwing that out there. Be mindful. This is the type of video I'm telling you my childhood memories, stories, all the creepy shit that happened to me, all the mystical, spooky, and even funny stuff that happened to me. So, and the characters in the story, this is how they talked. I'm not gonna change it up. So, I hope you guys enjoy this southern slang, and this foul mouth that we had back in the day. Still do, goddamn it. All right, let's get on into this thing. So again, this story is taking place at the corner of West Colonial Drive and John Young Parkway in the area of the Maxwell Terrace Apartments. Now, prior to these apartments being turned into the Maxwell Terrace Apartments, they was known as a hotel. I want to say like a Days Inn, Holiday Inn, one of those old-fashioned hotels, and it was good. The dope boys used to hang out there. We used to leave Diamond, which is a little bit up the road next to the Magic Mall. It was the Magic Mall. Now they call it the Junction. It was a club called Diamond, and we used to leave there, go to the Days Inn Hotel back in the day, do our business, drink, drug, fuck, whatever. It was a hot boy hangout. So I can tell you a lot of debaucheries, bad shit went on that property. So now I'm sitting up here and I'm hanging out one night. I'm leaving the club. I had just got into it with the group of cats, and I just got into it with them, and just that the air felt different when we stepped out the club. We were beefing in the club. I had on powder blue, like a powder blue white, a baby blue powder blue shirt, some shorts and some nice felines. Felines were heavy back in the day. Some brand new powder blue and white felines, and I had on me a North Carolina hat. So your boy was doing up. We were fly. So I had ran into it with a couple people, that was part of the Bloods gang. And, they were like, you got on all that blue and all, they were saying all this kind of crazy stuff. So I'm like, man, what you talking about, bro? I'm just repping and fly. But at the time, it was just neighborhood rivalries, people being crazy, acting shitty. So while we in there, the shirt was brand new. So I took off the shirt, had on my little white beater. So I swung on one of the cats in the gang. Bum, pop. I swung on him because he was in my face too heavy. You could have said what you said from a distance, but homeboy, let's be real. Real nigga shit. Don't walk up there throwing your finger in my face, trying to embarrass me and trying to look hard in front of your old lady over there, because she can get it too. I had an old battle cat at the age of 21 next to me. So I got mad and I swung on him. Pop. So when I swung on him, 3 or 4 of my homeboys, we rushed in, and so now we having a little fight in the club. It was the blood gang versus just some regular street cats. You know what I'm saying? Now I was part of a gang. I was part of a gang. I ain't gonna tell you guys which one. To which, the Bloods, they would have bowed down and be like, okay, you cool with us. But I was so upset I ain't see that flag. So, so now me and my homeboys, we knocking heads. We bump bump bump. About 5-10 minutes in the club, we hitting each other. We doing what we doing. Throwing cups of drink on people, taking chicks out. We laughing. Chicks in the club with the weave in their head, looking all good. After we done fought, we all raised up. We taking bottles of champagne, dumping it on chicks, messing up their hair and stuff. Well, my homeboys did, but I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was pretty funny. So we doing shit like that, just causing pure havoc and chaos. So we decided to go on down there, and after the club, I put back on my shit. I'm fly, I'm fit. So nobody called the police. Well, the police came, but ain't nobody snitching nothing. We just went back to partying, dancing. Nobody knew what was up. The cat that I swung on, he was dancing. He ain't worried about it. So next hour and a half, we still in the club enjoying ourselves. I thought it was dead. I thought the shit was gone. Boy wasn't talking no more. Whoop whoop. So I'm like, okay, shit, cool. So we see the gang that we had, the blood gang that we had touched. We see them walk out quick, got in their car. We see them walk out the club quick. They staggering like they drunk and shit. So we like, okay, them niggas don't want none. We about to go ahead and chill. So we stayed a little bit. I gave the DJ, $300 more. He like, oh, you gotta close. So I'm like, man, play that bitch so we can chill in here. Cause now I'm trying to mac up on me a shot, right? Solid 500 out with. I'm trying to mac up on this, hoping to take her to the day's end. So, nigga could smash up something. So I'm in the extra 30 minutes. My homeboys, they say, they say, Tyke, we got this bitch. I say, all right, I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. They say, come on, man. I don't know if them cats still waiting outside. I say, I'm right behind you. So my homeboy and them get outside. The club, not a club, hopping in the parking lot. Everybody jamming and chilling in the parking lot. So I go to the parking lot. I say, hey, okay, you came with your girls. I say, because I ain't never put nobody in my ride. I say, all right, meet me up there. You and your girls meet me up there. Gave her the room number and things. She like, cool, because you get the room, you get the room the day before. You have it for 2 days. You get the room the day before. Go cut your dope up in it, bag your weed, do all your other shit up in there. So when you get there, you done got a little smell good. You done sprayed your little Lysol, don't sanitize the bitch. Make sure you ain't bringing no bed bugs home. You know what I'm saying? So it's rules to this thing in the dope gang. Dope boys are real clean cats, believe it or not. So I had already had the room, already had that bitch flowered, scented good, put new sheets, new blankets on the bitch because I knew I was going to stay the night with somebody. So I say, have your girl drop you off. So, okay, I'll be there in an hour. Okay, cool. So we, as she done pulled off with her friend girls and stuff like this, we in the parking lot at the Magic Mall, just leaving Diamond. The party's still going. So all of a sudden, the dude that we beef with, he come out there and he pulled his fire. So, okay, I say, so this ain't over. So first thing I did, I hopped in the car. I was driving Grandma Buick, 84 Buick LeSabre. You know what I'm saying? 2-door. One of the windows didn't work on the right-hand side, just the driver's side. So I'm driving Grandma Buick. So I fold back while he pointing the gun through the crowd, everybody breaking and shit. I fold back, I tuck off in the car. So on some Bruce Willis shit. When I turn on some Bruce Willis shit, I cranked the bitch up and hit the gas. I run him down. So I run him over. Boom, boom. So I'm looking at him, he ain't getting up. So I said, let me back up over this bitch. Fuck, nigga. So I'm in my zone. So I back up. I don't know how he managed to survive, but he rolled straight under the car. So, and the Buicks, they said high back in the day. Ain't wasn't nobody dropping them in the South. So I rolled over him. I thought he was gone. So I spin out. Skirt. I'm beating out. So I say, man, now let me go on up to the club. So, and the club was just in the hotel was just 1 block over from the curb. Y'all remember that? I meant from the club. So I thought I done run the nigga down and stuff. So I get to the hotel. I look under the bumper. I see his necklace that he was wearing hooked to the motherfucking bumper of the car. So I say, oh shit. So I get the bitch, throw it in the seat of the car. You know, I'm finna take it to the Magic Mall the next day and have Mr. Chon them fix the hook so I could wear the bitch. It had to be about $2-3 grand. So it's a win-win night for me. Y'all gotta understand I was savage before I became all spiritual on my other channel. So go to the hotel. You know, chick, she followed through. We had a fly time. You know, so now everything all good. On the way home that morning, you know, I drop her off at her crib. On the way home that morning, I get a speeding ticket. Now, here go the mystical shit. I'm just telling y'all, I'm setting the stage because all this shit play out in the same way. So I get a speeding ticket. You know, good thing I wasn't drunk or had no alcohol. You know, so I get a speeding ticket. Officer, you know, this about 22 years ago. So the officer like, where you coming from? I say, man, I just left the motel. You know, I had a good time last night. We laughing and kikiing. Okay, yeah, she was straight. Did you use a condom? I say, always, bro. I say, shit, it is what it is. It's dangerous out here. He said, he said, what hotel you left? You know, and back then, we didn't understand violating the rights of talking too much to the police. If you ain't got no dirt on you and shit, it's okay. Hey, I was just, you know, I said, I just left Days Inn right there at the corner of John Young and Colonial. I just dropped my chick off home, so now I'm finna go to my house and get some rest. Officer like, man, the officer said, I really wish you would stay out of that place. He said that place got a little curse on it, you know, that whole area. So I'm like, what you mean the whole area? So, you know, I'm into the mystical shit due to grandma teaching me. And grandma never told me about this. So, I mean, he was just getting off his late shift too. So, you know, he had about 30 more minutes. So me and him, so he ain't write me a ticket. So I got out the car. So me and him sitting down, you know, we done went to 7-Eleven, got some coffee and shit. Me and him sitting down eating donuts and drinking coffee and shit. That's when Amaretto came out. That's when 7-Eleven had busted a little blue tab with vanilla cream. That's when that shit that came out fresh, boy. Make coffee taste good, because I don't drink my coffee with sugar, just two vanilla creamers, that's it. Excellent taste. So me and the cop taking it, he telling me all about this shit. He said, yeah, man, back in the day when I was growing up, you know, that was Orange Grove, and a lot of people got killed in that land. Say the white man used to come and just hang people there, and say, and a lot of people developed that land. Say before it was a Days Inn, he said it was a couple other hotels. He said, but that hotel always had a bad reputation for people, you know, getting hurt, murdered, and killed there. So I'm like, oh shit, man. I say, I ain't know. He said, so do your best to stay away from that spot, you know. He said, y'all young, y'all gonna have fun. I'm just one man to another. I'm just warning you. Try to go up the road, you know, the Reds Inn or something, and get a room there. I say, I appreciate it. He like, go ahead, be safe, get on home. You know, he know I had been smoking weed. I was thinking and shit, but he know I wasn't drunk. I had slept it off. So he like, y'all be good, man. And so I got him a car and I floated on home. Yeah, I floated on home. He went his way, clocked out. He said he going to clock out. So now it's on my mind. So the chick called me the next day. I ignored her. She called me the day after that. Then I talked to her, gave her a 24-hour wait period. Once you lay cock into a chick, fellas, listen to me good. No disrespect, women, but this, I'm talking to the dude. Fella, once you lay cock into a chick, you give them a 24-hour grace period to process what you just did and what they just did. If you talk to them right after, that means she finna break up with you. She's saying she don't want to deal with you. So ignore that first call afterward, because that's that guilt talking. Message from a real nigga. Street nigga. So, you know, I ignored her. So the next day, hey, how you doing? What it is? And she was like, I was just about to leave you alone, tell you I don't want to deal with nothing. But then I thought about it. But you okay. You treated me with respect. It was a good time. We had fun. Yeah. I say, cool. But she say, my sister was at the same hotel. And say one of the dudes y'all got into it with, she went and fucked with one of them. And they ended up, like, beating her face in. I say, what you mean? I say, she okay? She cool? What? And they say, no, she ain't okay. Say she in the hospital, and I was wondering if you could come pick me up and just drive me to the Orlando Regional so I can see her. So I say, okay, cool. So, I get fly and I go and pick her up, met her kids and shit for the first time, drive her to the hospital. I'm seeing the sister in the hospital bed. So the dudes in the blood gang had beat the girl face in, like didn't kill her nothing, just I guess they got rough with her and beat her face. She had a black eye, busted lip and shit. So now I'm furious. I don't even know this girl like that. We just screwed that night. So I'm furious. So I took her vengeance on the mind. And I'm like, okay, bitch. I say, let me see one of these fuck niggas again. I say, I got something for him. So basically, we go to the club the next week. The chain I was wearing, I done got fixed. Stunting on their ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the club pouring champagne all on the chain and shit, dancing and shit. And I'm seeing the gang who we had mixed it up with last week that I ran over that pulled the pistol. Granted, I didn't off the cat because he was in that bitch too. And he doing the little gun trigger point finger thing, pop, pop. All that shit, man, fuck that shit, nigga. You a victim to me now, cause you ain't do nothing. You just let this happen. And you and this bitch hanging out with me in the club. We dancing. I supposed to been hurt on sight, playboy. You Kate, you're a victim. You ain't no savage. This is my mindset at the time, cause he's supposed to got with me or other shoe around. I'm getting with him 100% on sight. So he doing the little trigger finger point thing. So I know to watch my back. So I told my boys, hey, when we walk out the bit, we may have to be on something. And he said, okay, we gonna send Dude out there. So they sent Doodoo out there. Doodoo set up there and got the car. He had a little heat ready in case they jumped out. He was just gonna do a little Bugatti surprise on their ass. So we get out the club. We know, Doodoo was out there, had that thing, had our back. Doodoo was real for it. So we get out there and we see the dude. When we get outside and we see the dude, all of a sudden, another dude come and just beat him and his friends down. One dude out of nowhere. Now this dude, I don't know, was he a horse, a bodybuilder? I'm gonna nickname that motherfucker Biscuit Oliver. Cause he was just that big and just that rough. Out of nowhere, he just came running up. And the parking lot in the Magic Mall, cause the club sat at the corner. He just came running up super fast. And they was out there, I think they were gonna do something to us. And I'm like, who this cat running? So I say, hey man, y'all, let's just, get in the car. Don't even try to front him, don't say nothing. So as we walking in the car, the dude run past us and he smelling like straight shit, smoke and ash. Think about it. Shit, smoke and ash. And he runs up there and the first thing he do, he just hit dude. Bam, bam. He see 2-3 other ones in the whole gang because they all wearing red and shit. So he just whooping all their ass. Pum, 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 pum. Slamming them, throwing them against the car, throwing them into the wall. And we like, man, this nigga savage, who he is. So we thinking, we wearing red tonight too. We chilling. So we like, okay, this dude on some heavy shit, some whatever. So we like, okay, man, just get in the car for the cat come over here. I don't even know the dude. We gonna have to take care. So we in fear because I ain't never seen nobody get picked up over their head like in a wrestling match, but in real life and smashed on the concrete. And we heard bones cracking and nose and teeth falling out. So the dude, after he got through whooping up by 7-8 cats, I came out of nowhere. He just like turned around and ran the same way. And let me give you guys a description of the way the cat was running. Y'all remember the movie Get Out when the black dude was running for no reason on the farm or on the ranch, and he looked like he had a glare in his eye, like he wasn't home. That's how the dude came running up, steady stride, and he put the boom on their ass. Then he turned around after he cracked their ass and he ran. So the chick that I had messed around with, I wasn't gonna take her back to the hotel because now we done got too intimate. I done seen your family. If we hang out again, bitch, we dating. So I waved at her, how you doing, how your sister? Gave her about $200 kiss on the head and shit, and like, we cool. You holler at me if you need something, the little quick blow off. She said And I'm telling you real nigga talk here. She said the dude that was at the hotel, the same dude that ran up there and beat them up, he was the guy at the hotel, and he saw them beat her up, but he couldn't get out of the hotel room quick enough because she said her sister kept seeing this dude built like a horse, and like he couldn't get out the hotel room quick enough to stop her. But after they had beat her up and shit, they had got in the car and left her in the hotel, and he was just feeling sad, and he was trapped in the hotel, like on the property inside the window. This is coming from her sister, what she was telling us in the hospital. So this is the same dude that escaped the hotel room, and he came up there to the club. Keep in mind, we're a block away from the hotel. So dude done beat him up, then he run. We didn't know his name, we didn't know nothing, but from the way she described him to me and her sister at the hotel, at the hospital when I seen him, it had to be the same cat. So now this shit getting weird, this getting creepy. Now I'm telling y'all some shit, I'm painting a picture. Listen, it ain't got creepy or weird yet. This is just corporeal type shit. So we see the cat and the cat run. So I say, well, they say, Tyke, you hitting the hotel up again? You found you one? I say, no, man, I'm going to the hive. Keep in mind, the police officer already told me it was some bad shit happening on the ground, consecrations and shit. So I say, no, I'm hauling ass. I'm going home, man. I say, I ain't gonna fuck with the hotel. If I gotta go do something, I'm going up the road, to the Holiday Inn or some shit. I'm out there. So my homeboys end up, they done found them one, so they end up going there. So they spend the night. They do their thing. They say all night they heard like somebody like punching doors, walking up and down the hallway, punching the hotel doors like with their fists, like boom, boom. And it can't, and everybody in the hotel was saying this is what was going on. It wasn't just my crew. It like the police got called out there for a disturbance by the manager. It was like this angry ghost was there just punching on the doors, punching on the doors, punching on the doors. Boom, boom, boom. So they say they couldn't sleep, because the police were there. So they say they just got a refund on the room, a whole that's however they settled up, that's what they did. So they just ended the night. Now prior to that, after the dude beat on all the doors and all the majority of the people, my crew included the girls that we was with and the girls that my crew was with and all that stuff there. As soon as my crew got in the car, or a lot of people started leaving the hotel, got their refund, tell me why the building burned down. The building burned down. People, the hotel caught on fire. At least like they all made in a square nowadays. Building burned down. Manager shut the bitch down for about a year till they rebuild. Cool. Manager couldn't afford the money, so the thing sat abandoned for a while. Then the urban people got involved, the urban health guide people, and I'm telling you some real shit. And if you're living in Maxwell Terrace and you hearing this, I'm from Orlando. I know what go on in that bitch. I know the lingo. I volunteered there as an adult no less than 5 years ago, so I know the demographic, but I'm gonna tell people because I want people to be warned. So time passed, hotel sat vacant. Couple people tried to fix it up, turn it into one of them weekly cash hotel room rentals and all that stuff there. It didn't work out. So the government got involved, and I'm telling you some shit, man. Google this shit yourself. Come and ask the people yourself. The government got involved, and they turned the household, they turned the apartment, the old hotel, into apartment complex for people with compromised immune systems. I said like that, them 4 letters. They turned it into people with compromised immune system, people who have real medical issues that they can't cure. They place them all right there. The majority. Some people have it. Some people have them 4 letters. Some people don't. But the majority of the people there, they do. It was a big scandal, that how did the mayor or the government or whoever, are they just putting the people away who has that disease, them 4 letters? I ain't gonna say it. Y'all read between the lines. It start with an A. So, well, I'm gonna say start with an H. Uh, 3 letters that start with an H. So, high five. That's cute. That's clever. So, every controversy like, oh, everybody here, you just gonna put them there, and they packed everybody with those 3 to 4 letters in that little area. So now Maxwell Terrace is notorious for a lot of drugs, gangs, debauchery, prostitutes, hoes. Now I remember what the police officer said. A lot of bad shit happened on the property. So I was doing my research, and I go to Grandma. I said, Grandma, you've been here a good little piece. What happened at the little hostel at the little hotel off the corner of John Young and West Colonial Drive right there? She said, "Oh man, it was a lot of hangings out there." And I remember my uncle telling me that it was a dude, and he was just like a beast of a man, and they had hung his daughters and his mom and them or something. They did something to the women in the family, and don't quote me because I can't find it in history, people. I'm going on word of mouth. He had did something, stole some at the farmer's market, and they couldn't find him, so they went to his house and about a Greyhound, and they took his family who lived right behind the Greyhound. They took his family, and they took them up there to the orange fields over there on that ground, and say that they like raped them women and hung them women and did bad shit to them, and say, and when he found out, he literally ran up there. Say he ran for like what was miles, because he had been hiding out, you know, down there in Orange Center, and that's about 2 football fields, I'm gonna say. So this dude ran full speed down there to save his people, or to turn himself in and say, "Don't hurt them, hurt me, I'm here." But when he got there, it was too late. But when he got there, he saw all the trucks, all the KKK trucks and everything leaving. So he like start flipping these guys out the truck, whooping pure ass, baby. He say he didn't care, and say he had beat up like 7 or 8 of them for hurting his sister, mama, daughter. I don't know how the story go, but it was a female in his life. He flipped over trucks. They say he had the strength of a beast, and he was just tearing things up. And they finally got him down when they shot him in the back of the head. I want you guys to remember what I'm saying. They shot him in the back of the head as he was like finna snaps one of their neck. They came up to him and bow, blew his head off. So now they say they didn't even like bury him or nothing. They left him there for like 6 days on the ground. And Grandma say it was a travesty because all the black folks had to go by and watch this man on the ground dead right there. Now this is before the apartments got there. So moving forward, modern day, right now, today, every time something happens at Maxwell Terrace Apartments, it's like nobody can tell you exactly what happened. It's a mystery. If you go and ask anybody in there, they'll tell you, man, it's a demon, it's spirits walking around here. It just be hurting people. All of a sudden you see people walking, they be healthy one day, next day you know they got a broke leg. They got a broke leg, or they broke their arm, or they falling down the stairs, or their rooms getting broken into, and nobody know. And they got cameras and they don't see nothing, but they just see people walking and just fall, boom, crash. Now they got casts on their leg. So it's an angry spirit there. That was like, now that's gonna take you to the real creepy shit of the story. That was just backstory, people. Now, I went and did some volunteer work there. Now, while I'm doing volunteer work, only thing I'm smelling is blood and iron. And I'm like, man, it smells so rough here. And the lady was like, oh yeah, these people here, they sick. They do a lot of, blood testing. They do heroin. They using needles. So be careful. Don't touch nothing. Only thing you have to do is just help them fill out and read their papers and help them sign their papers and everything. I said, okay. She said, wear your rubber gloves. Don't touch them and don't get too intimate with them, like hug them and all that stuff, and don't feel for them, because these people are sick. And, they give you the handbook, and they say this is a turn and burn. Remember that. This is a turn and burn facility. So when they left out there, I'm sitting at the desk there by myself, chilling. I'm in the office by myself. All of a sudden, I hear punches on the door. Boom, boom. So now I remember what Grandma said. I remember what the police officer said. And I remember what happened to my crew back in the day, and I remember how people getting broke up and everything. So I get on the phone. I say, hey, grandma. This in 2012. I said, yeah, 2012. There we go. I said, grandma. And she like, what? I said, I'm over here at Maxwell Terrace, and I'm volunteering. I say, but I think that ghost man here. She like, why the fuck you there? And I'm like, I'm volunteering. I say, this is volunteer work for me. I like to help the homeless and needy and shit. She like, boy, kill that heartfelt shit. Get rid of that assignment. Say, that thing jealous of every black man who live in there. That's why them people hurt. Say, that's why I hate to say it like this. God forgive me. She said, that's why the state feed that monster, because that monster is stained and stuck on that ground. That's why they got to give him fresh souls of the sick. And he tear them up and he tear their ass down and he feed off of their energy, because the government in the state of Florida, Orlando, however, whoever over there, don't want him to get loose. They say he forever evil. That land is forever evil. Y'all remember what I'm saying? This area is known to house people that are cancerous, sick, compromised immune system. They put them right there, homeless, all that stuff. They put them right there. So now they're putting those people there to feed an entity, the entity of this demon man, this man who turned into an entity who had his head blowed off, who wife, mother, daughter, whoever family was murdered on that land. He became such a nuisance that he was burning down the property. He was doing everything he can to fuck up the land, to fuck up the people in the land. My grandma said it. So how did my grandma know? Now I'm finna give you the real scoop. My grandma say the mayor at the time, way back in the day, I'm gonna say the mayor in the time about 30, 40 years ago. Yeah, I was just born, something like that in that area. The mayor believed in witchcraft and spirituality, white dude, but he believed in that type of stuff. So he had somebody come and bless the land, because he was in the pockets with the people who were going to develop the land. They were going to give him a kickback because he let the land go free. Keep in mind, the land was abandoned, hotel was abandoned for a good little piece, a good little minute. So he said, they have to bless the land. Here in the South, we still call witches and soothsayers and spiritual people to bless the land before a house get pulled on it. You'll never see them out there doing it, but before any house go up on any land, it is consecrated and blessed, baby. Thank you, South. This is how we do things. So the witch lady said, you really shouldn't build, or the witch man, I forget who, you really shouldn't build on this property. There's a haunted evil spirit here, and you're just going to get damaged, and, you'll get a 5-10 year run, but then some catastrophe going to happen unless you feed it. They like, feed it what? Say he wants companionship, like dead people. He want people that's going to die on this land, so he won't be alone, because he's looking for a family. So now, by him looking for a family and all that good stuff there, it was cool. People coming in and out the hotel, celebrating. That bitch was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Every time tragedy would happen at that hotel, somebody gets shot, the hotel burned down, major flooding. It's always costing the people who own the hotel money. So the government got involved, and I think the mayor at the time, it changed hands to a different mayor. I can't say their name because I don't want to get in trouble. But it changed hands, and a different mayor understood what the other mayor was saying. And they turned that thing into a facility where people go to die or have the four-letter compromised immune system disease or cancer, homeless. They put them there, drug addicts. They put them there, and they give them little or nothing apartments. And we know they gonna die. The police don't go up there, don't regulate nothing. It's like the Wild Wild West in that bitch. Hookers, prostitute, killers, drug dealers. They can do whatever they want in that thing. So everybody that go in there that pass away in those hotel rooms, in those apartments, I should say, because they turned them into apartments, they don't get them the next day. They give them 3 days in there. The police got to examine, or they give them 24 hours, I'm sorry. They give them 24 hours in there. The police go examine, and they leave them there after the corner. It's like set up. The police will leave, and then the coroner will come the next morning and pick them up. And that gives that angry soul time to sit with them, rest with them, and all that stuff there. Now, this has gotten so bad, it goes down to all the little ones here in Orlando now. About a half a mile up the road from there is another hotel unit very similar. This is the Comfort Inn. This is on Westmoreland, across the street from 7-Eleven, Westmoreland and East Colonial, because once you cross over OBT, it becomes East Colonial. It's no longer West Colonial. So right up there, the same thing is happening. A lot of debauchery, drug dealing, everything. And they said the energy is spreading to that. And the reason I know that, one of my co-workers by the name of Keith personally passed away in there. Guy was out doing Uber. He had high sugar level. Next thing you know, they found him dead the next morning. Guy was a great guy. It's just that he was sick with cancer and body illness, and the spirit claimed him. Everybody said that. Even the manager say, man, this is an evil spirit in this area. They claiming him. And I'm going to leave it right there. I ain't got no super duper come save a motherfucker. Grandma ain't come save. Grandma gave me the backstory. I'm telling you how it go. If you fall down on your luck and you want to live in one of them weekly pays, avoid Maxwell Terrace Apartments and avoid Comfort Inn up the road. Try to avoid that. There is a spirit that travels from one apartment to the next, and he's claiming the sick. If you are ailing, sick, do not go to these places. Go somewhere else and stay somewhere else. But on West Colonial, and those two, I think it's the same entity, or it could be multiple with the same energy. He must have expanded. He been there over 60, 70 years on that property. So, again, I don't know if that story was spooky. I don't know if it was warning. I'm just telling you what the fuck is going on right here in Orlando, and I just warned you. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm tight. Telling you guys, be real careful where you lay your head, because somebody just may be waiting to take that bitch off. Be careful, everybody. Stay blessed.